What's up, gang? So, I want to talk about break even trades today. I had an interesting day in the markets. I went three for three, three longs, but how I managed the last two trades were really the key takeaway for me today, and just how I had the mindset of having these last two trades and going break even on them, and them both turning out to be winners, but either way, just being content with the outcome. So we'll get into that as I get into the trades, as I get into what I was seeing at the desk in the morning. But it's my first day back. I was away visiting my sister in Toronto last week, so I did a little bit of trading on Friday, which was awesome. I was on the ASFX stream and caught a nice little long, and ended the week solid. Enjoyed the weekend with some family and hung out, and yeah, flew home yesterday. So to be honest, I'm really starting to push towards taking American holidays off and just not even trading at all those days. So yesterday being Memorial Day couldn't have been a better day to be flying home. I wasn't interested in anything going on in the markets, to be honest. So yeah, I can't complain about that. Another big thing is I'm starting this week a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away five 50K top one future challenge accounts. That's five 50K accounts. So really, really, really high chance of winning. A couple of things you need to do to be entered into this giveaway is either subscribe and comment in this video. Or if you go to, so basically if you subscribe and comment, it's going to get you an entry. If you go to Top One Futures and use my code TRB, the link will be in the comments. Sorry, the link will be in the description. You're going to get 55% off of any account size right now. So it's a Memorial Day sale going on. It's the best deal you can get, 55% off of any account. But every purchase at Top One Futures using my code will get you two more entries. So if you buy two accounts, four entries, three accounts, six entries, plus your initial subscribe and comment entry into the giveaway. So that's going to run all week until the end of the week. The sale is going to be running all week. I'm going to be closing the giveaway this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So get your entries in prior to that. I will be announcing the giveaway shortly after. And yeah, we'll go from there. So that's that. Let's have a look at what I was seeing at the desk in the morning, and then we'll get into the actual trades themselves. So coming to the desk this morning, we had this sell-off last week on this bond news. I caught a long in here on the Friday. Now, what is interesting about today, with yesterday being a bank holiday, even though we had some market, the market was open, it was a half day, when I go to print my volume profile levels and I throw my indicator on, it's giving me Friday's volume profile. Because technically there was no New York session yesterday, and so it didn't print me a volume profile. So I kept these initial levels up, and as you can see, we're above everything. Price opened higher on Sunday night on, I believe it was an extension of the tariff news again, but you get this move up and into the overnight session Sunday. And this is the not New York session, sorry, this would have been the open yesterday. And as you can see, price just chopped around in there. But again, this is looking bullish. We had this pullback here, and prices respected these levels. We're above it, so I'm not even looking at these levels today. Honestly, looking at this, even this daily VWAP is skewed because it's coming on from Sunday night. It's not even anchoring from Monday night. So again, the VWAPs are kind of skewing me, but just looking at this, remove the VWAPs, remove everything off of the chart. You set a low in here, higher low, higher low, higher low, coming into the market open this morning, the New York Open. So I'm going to be looking mainly long bias. Until we take out these lows here, I could start looking short. You come back and want to fill this gap or something, I could even see that on the short side, but then we'd be testing that Friday's value area high. So anyways, just something I'm looking at. But if you look at this, clearly we got a higher low, higher low. I'm going to be looking long mainly coming into the open. Let's get into the trades I took. I took three trades overall. The first trade was this. I got in a little bit later than I wanted to, but I needed to see some confluence. So here we have the New York Open. Sellers step in, they get it below this. This is Friday's VWAP. Get it below that, get it below the New York, set in a low a day here. And as price push higher, you can see we take the New York VWAP and we get a nice break and a retest and break off it again. So here's one level telling me the buyers are in, but now we have two more VWAPs above us that I got to, fight against technically to see any move up. So again, being Tuesday, being after a holiday, I was just, a little hesitant at first. But this pin right here was a nice signal for me. Clean hold of that New York VWAP. Sellers tried to get it down and the buyers just pulled it right back up. And again, we get another beautiful pin off of this daily VWAP. But again, this VWAP is skewed for me because this is going all the way back to Sunday night. And it's just the way it printed. So I'm looking here, and then as soon as we take this third VWAP and price pulls back down to it, I'm going to take a long. And I'm going to take it in my aggressive count because it is a lower probability long. There's news coming in. But again, with this structure, I don't want to miss this move. I get long 20 micros as we break above the previous day's New York, come back down to it. And then you get this right into the news. Couldn't have worked better. News comes in. The news comes in overly, like extremely bullish. I think it was 86 was the forecast, and I think it was 97% on the durable goods. So just great news overall. Price pushes higher, and it just chops around here, and it just slows right down after having this move up. And again, this reminds me of these days of no volume. And as we get up here, I'm watching the CVD on Bookmap is starting to decline, but price is grinding higher. So in my mind, I've been trying to understand the CVD more. And the understanding I have at the moment is that when the CVD is diverging from price action, that could be a signal for either a pullback or a pop to the upside. Basically, whatever direction that is diverging in, it's going to do the opposite. So I get hesitant. I'm up on these accounts. This is my aggressive account that's in a little bit of drawdown. So you know what? We get back this second candle prints. I close the trade. I'm up $1,000. 10 points is really what I wanted out of the trade, and I'm okay with it. And as you can see, price push higher. But again, I'm up $1,000 in the one account. I'm okay with it. I got my stop down here below these VWAPs. You could contest having a stop down here, but with the news coming in and this being, a little bit of me paying at a higher price, I wasn't willing to take all that risk. And I knew that this pin, I could see this pin filling, and then having this New York VWAP and low day VWAP here, I could see this providing support if the sellers tried to step in on the news. So I still have some room. I could really look for this to come down to here, wick out, and come back up. And we didn't get any of that, but that's the risk I was willing to take. I didn't think there was no need to be down here. I didn't think that with this bullish move price structure, that price was going to pull back that, especially with the news coming in the way it did. Anyways, that's that trade. I'm up $1,000. I'm out. I'm good. And let's move to the next trade. So this is trade number 2, and basically this is shortly thereafter. This one I took in my conservative copy traded 250K straight to funded accounts with top 1 futures. And this is strictly a scalp play. So what I do is I wait for this high day VWAP to be broken, but I need to see some continuation. And this is where I'm watching Bookmap. I want to see the CVD start to, again, climb, but with some strength. I want it to match the price action, basically. And as I see that here, I get comfortable. Even though I'm getting in later, when usually I used to get in down here, I want to see a few candles open above this high day VWAP, as now we're in almost price expansion. But I'm watching orders coming on above, and they're coming on strong, so I'm feeling quite confident in this trade. And the thing I did with this trade is, as soon as we got into profit, I put my stop at break even. This is something I did last Friday too. I was up on my first trade, had a nice trade. On my second trade, basically as soon as I got into profit, I locked the stop at break even. And the reason I did this was, Friday was the same thing. I was buying a high a day VWAP break. I was buying at the highest price, so basically, a lower probability trade unless we had some beautiful continuation. So in my mind, I'm not going to give back any of the gains that I have from the first trade. I'm going to be up on the day regardless. The second trade is just going to be the cherry on the top of the whatever you want to. You know what I'm trying to say. The second trade is just gravy. Everything after that's all gravy. So something I've been working on. Locked my stop, break even. Price pushes higher. I'm watching Bookmap, and since this is my conservative accounts, I'm looking for, I'd like to get $1,000 a day, but anything above 250, I'm okay. So as this candle prints here, I bring my stop up aggressively on the 2-minute chart. Puts me right here. Price gets up to here. We get a little tiny pullback. I get stopped out. I'm up $250 in each account. So I'm up $500 on this trade across 2 accounts. I'm okay with it. These accounts, I'm roughly over 50%. No, I'm about 65% to the profit target for a payout. So I'm just taking these ones slow and steady. I don't need to race them. There's 2 accounts. If I get them both to a payout, that'll be great. And yeah, so that is that. Good trade. I'm happy with it. And then the third trade is the exact same thesis, and we get a high day VWAP break, but as you can see, it's not clean. CVD is doing the same thing. It's diverging again versus price action, and we get this pullback. So basically a break and retest, and as this candle prints with strength, and I'm watching the CVD pop now, I'm looking for another leg up on this price action. On the price, sorry. There's orders at 25 that I got on my radar. Soon as we get into profit again, this account was taken now in the single aggressive account. I'm in 10 micros. I'm up $1,000 on that account. So as soon as this gets into profit, I lock my stop at break even. And I watch price push higher, and then I trailed my stop as I had to leave the desk for a minute. Hillary just got home with Miles, and I wanted to actually see him. I hadn't got to spend any time with him this morning, so this being my third trade and being at the desk for a bit, I was okay with a break. I lock my stop here, and again, this is the bottom of the 2-minute candle. Price pulls back, and it actually stopped me out to the tick. Like it was when I looked at the price after, it was 17.75 was my stop. 17.75 is where I got stopped out, and price just, look what it did. And it filled those orders at 25 with buying strength. CVD popped again, and all the way up to 32. So all in all, I'm not upset. Stopped out to the tick. I'm up another almost $500 on that account. So I'm up $1,500 on that account today. Can you be mad at that? No. Most people go to their 9 to 5 and make a couple $100 in a day, let alone I'm up $1,900 on the day. So again, this is where you need to really, really be okay with the outcome of the trade when you enter it. And if you can accept whether it's a win or a loss before entering the trade, it's going to make a big game changer in your trading. And then let's have a peek at the calendar. So here we are. That's the start to my week. $1,900. I can't complain with that. This month is just working out overall good. Let's see if I can finish these next 3 days strong and this month strong, and I'll be good, and I'll just be working my way towards that payout. So again, a reminder, $550K challenge account giveaway. Not 1 account, not 3 accounts, 5 accounts I'm going to be giving away. So subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and I appreciate the love as always. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. The 55% Memorial Day sale is going on till the end of this week. So if you're in the market of getting an account with Top 1 Futures, you know whose code to use. And if not, it's all good. Well, on to the next one, right? So enjoy the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.